today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers taking on Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Now here's Johnson. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And for the first time, here comes the Cleveland Browns offense. Quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield, fourth-year man from Oklahoma.
And while we can quibble a little bit about statistics, to me, Baker Mayfield's coming off his best season yet. 26 touchdown passes, cut way down on his turnovers, and led the Browns to a playoff victory for the first time since 1994. This young man continues to mature as both a passer and a leader.
Mayfield off the play fake. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Jarvis Landry now in his fourth year with Cleveland, a five-time Pro Bowler. No one plays harder in the league, and he's only missed one game in 7 years. He does what he always does, makes a nice catch there.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Mayfield now. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. Touchdown, Browns. The touchdown pass, Mayfield to Landry. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Here comes Nasir Adderley from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger offense readying for their first possession, and it's Justin Herbert at the helm in his 2nd season now out of Oregon.
About the only thing that didn't go right for Justin Herbert his rookie season, the team's overall record. The Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL was the 4th rookie with over 4,000 yards passing, just 38 yards short of the rookie record set by Andrew Luck in 2012. In addition, he set the single-season record for passing touchdowns by a rookie with 31, breaking the mark of Cleveland's Baker Mayfield. This young man's potential, limitless. That's why so many people wanted to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers and help open up the stadium big in 2021.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it in every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Herbert now. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. But Justin Herbert looking comfortable here in season number 2. He looked comfortable in season number 1 for that matter. But What's the game plan for defending and trying to limit him?
Oh, you've asked a really difficult question there because you're right. Year one, he looked like a 5-7-year veteran, and he's only going to continue to get better. But with a guy who throws such a pretty ball and has such a great arm, throwing the long ball has got to be a blast for him. He wants to push the ball downfield. Doesn't mean he can't make all the other throws, but I want to take those away first and make him beat me by being accurate and dinking and dunking all the way downfield.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Jalen Guyton was undrafted out of North Texas, but he's carved out a nice little role with this offense, especially when he runs routes like that and makes catches.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Here's Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Austin Eckler, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Again, Herbert. That'll be complete to Cook. Cook able to escape. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Herbert on 3rd down now. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Running on first down, Eckler. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now it's Herbert. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And a big part of Justin Herbert's success as a rookie was having a guy like Keenan Allen to throw to. Allen's averaged over 100 catches a year the last 4 years. No matter who's throwing it, they can count on him.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Returning it, Johnson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Handoff comes to Chubb. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Mayfield on play action. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now Chubb running right. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Mayfield to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. K.J. Hill deep for the Chargers. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the 24, Herbert. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time, but now it's third down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
A great job there, and that old cliche, take it what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Herbert. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And Mike Williams was a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019 and had to battle through some bumps and bruises in 2020. He's known for his big plays downfield, but he also can make the dependable catch as well.
Herbert throwing again. This is swung out to Eckler. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the 22, Herbert. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. Touchdown! Keenan Allen with a touchdown reception from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. Johnson now returning. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hunt. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw, Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Herbert following the turnover. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Herbert back to the air. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down. Brings up 4th.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Badgley able to knock this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Here comes Johnson on the return. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Herbert throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here's Ty Long now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
From the 50, here's Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And that's complete to Trey McKinney, the tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Malcolm Smith there for the stop. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Herbert, he'll find Williams on the slant. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And brought in by the tight end Cook. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. Herbert. He's going to find Cook here in the end zone for a Charger touchdown. Jared Cook there to make the grab. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. Now here's Johnson. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They begin this drive with Chubb. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Charger drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. On the give, this is Eckler. Tackled by Jordan Elliott.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
This is going to be incomplete. That close on third down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on third and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Mayfield looks to throw. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. 7 yards, the pickup there.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot, not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. To throw again on second down. Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Mayfield with it once more. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Jerry Tillery, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Second and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On third down, Mayfield. Swings this out for Hunt. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. This one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And they're going to speed things up here. From the red zone now, Mayfield. Sideline throw, that's caught by Landry. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And again, it's Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now a give running left is Eckler. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. On the give, this is their fullback. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one. As always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but, yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.